AJ was right. Frozen 2 is the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Nothing is better, nothing will be better. I cried so hard, my theater clapped. It was amazing. Oh my god, I loved it. Love it. And I'm gonna see it again on Sunday. Do you guys agree? Do you concur? They get it. Hey everyone, so today is Sunday, November 24th, and we're going to be doing a bit of a writing experiment today. Before we get to that, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what's been going on the last few days because I haven't captured a ton of footage. Well, when I saw Frozen 2, which I absolutely loved, I'm a huge Frozen fan. I loved it ever since I saw it in theaters 5 years ago. It's become one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I understand it's a little weird considering it's not a nostalgia thing. I didn't grow up with it as a kid. I just genuinely really love the movie, and I was a little hesitant about Frozen 2 because I was worried it wouldn't be able to capture what it is that I love so much about Frozen 1. And although I don't think it's a perfect story, but I love it and I'm so excited to see it again. I love the outfit, I love the story, I love that it's darker, I love the action, I love the songs. So I'm super excited to revisit that, and let me know down below if you want a dedicated video about Frozen 2, because there's a lot of things that I have to say about it. It's not 100% positive, but I love the movie. I would highly recommend if you're curious to go for it. I think it's awesome. Yesterday, I only did about 1,000 words writing wise. It was a little off because I usually don't work Saturdays, but I worked yesterday and it was like rainy and the clouds were really dark and low because I saw Frozen the night before kind of late. I got home late. I just felt off and didn't get a ton of writing or filming done, but what I did do, I'm in like a movie watching mood, is I watched a movie on Netflix called The King, which is about King Henry V, and he's kind of a warrior king and how he secures this really crazy treaty with France. And the French prince in that movie is played by Robert Pattinson, who I'm like re-falling in love with. I used to be obsessed with him back in junior high because I was a like super hardcore Twilight fan, and I loved Edward and I loved Robert Pattinson. And now I feel like he's having a revival and he's doing all these like really interesting, weird, quirky roles. Another great movie that stars him is called Good Times, about these New York thugs, and he plays this really terrible kind of gross person. Oh, it's so good. And The King was really good. And afterwards, or this morning, I watched some videos on YouTube about King Henry V and what the movie got right and like what happened historically, which was also really interesting. And I love medieval movies. I especially love movies about medieval warfare, so I would highly recommend it. I thought it was great. It was over 2 hours and I was thoroughly engaged the entire time. But on to NaNoWriMo stuff. So I'm a little bit over 35,000 words, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of a writing experiment just to change things up. So I have heard various tips and tricks on how to increase your word count throughout the years, including changing your text to Comic Sans, changing the page color to a mint green, playing writing music, and covering up the word count at the bottom of the screen with like a sticky note. So I'm going to implement all 4 of those things for today, and I'm gonna set a timer for a half hour, and we're going to see if that actually increases my word count. For a half hour, I average somewhere between 600 to 900 words. So we'll see where I land amongst that, or if I even exceed that. Oh, sorry, the sun is coming out. Please bear with me. I'm also at a point in the story that I'm really excited about. It's one of the major events in the entire book and something that I've been thinking about for years now. So it's crazy that I'm getting to the point where I'm actually writing it out and it's no longer just in my head. So that alone should help with my word count, because obviously it's easier if you're very passionate or the scene is very clear to you versus if it's a little bit unknown or you're uncertain about it. So should be a pretty good writing day. I'm hoping to exceed the 2,000 word count, and I basically have all day to do it until my 7 p.m. showtime for Frozen. So let's get this writing experiment started. Okay, so as you can hopefully see, the page is green. I have Comic Sans going. I have my little sticky note over the word count. I got some like chill lo-fi hip hop music playing in the background, and we're gonna get started. It's exactly 12:30. Okay, I want to get going. Bye. Alright, so it's been exactly a half hour, so I'm going to unveil the word count. I wrote the entire time. The Comic Sans was a little wacky. It's so much bigger than the Times New Roman that I usually write in. But okay, so let's look. Alright, so we're at 36,731 words. Now I started at, which I guess I probably should have said, but I started at 35,900 and something words. I think like almost 900 exactly. So I wrote a little over 800 words. So that's definitely at the high end of my typical half hour's worth of writing. I have written faster or more before. I really like having something covering up the words. I find myself, especially because word count is so vital because of NaNoWriMo, my eyes are constantly darting towards the word count, and then I feel like when I hit my goal for the day, when I hit my usual 2,000, then I'm like, oh, I guess I'm done. So I really like covering that up, and I'm totally invested in this scene, so I'm gonna go back to writing, and I guess I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, there is definitely something to this, because in that last half hour, I am now at 37,421 words. So that's what, at least 700 more words, maybe more, maybe closer to 8. The Comic Sans and the whole like Word document being green, I'm not sure about, but I think having the sticky note over the word count is ingenious. It's Sunday, so I have some chores and puppies and all of that to take care of. I still want to have one more half hour writing session at least today. I am excited to keep going. Like I said, I'm really into this part of the story. It's very vivid, very clear to me. I mean, what I wrote is a mess, but it is still a vivid mess, an overly descriptive mess. I'm excited to keep writing today.
I think it's going.
Oh wait, I don't want that. 85
minutes. I have a cool
minutes.
starting sound effect for you.
Hold on.
Sapphira, I'm coming to touch your booty!